inspection, appraisal, loan. Quick review. What's going on, ladies and gents in Cyberland? Coming back to you with another educational video as being a realtor. And this time we're just going to go over a quick review of the inspection, the appraisal, and the loan. Just kind of bring it all together. So, you're in escrow, and you pretty much have these three things that are a part of every escrow 9 times out of 10, especially when you're dealing with a loan. There's an inspection, an appraisal, and a loan. And these are what we refer to as contingencies. So, reviewing, an inspection is where you go through and you hire an outside third party that will do an inspection of the home that you're looking at purchasing. They're going to go through and check the floors, the foundation, if there's termite issues, if there's sewer problems, if there's roofing problems. They're going to check everything about the house. They're going to go into the under the house, on top of the house, in the attic. They're going to check everything they can to ensure that what is it that you're purchasing. Now remember, not all inspectors are the same. Not all the inspectors are thorough. So normally what I like to do with my client is I give examples of what I've worked with and who I've worked with and the type of reports that I've been given. Because me personally, if I'm going to purchase a home, I want a thorough report of what I'm buying. I don't want like a very limited or not very informative report because, hey, you know, to them, it might be, oh, we only need to say one line. Somebody else might be like, no, we need to give you detail about exactly what's up with this situation, okay? That's the inspection. And once that's all done, you sit down with your realtor and you guys go over, hey, are these things okay, or do we want to back out, or do we want to ask for credits in regards to repairs, all that stuff. You want to get that out. You want to get that done as quickly as possible when you're trying to purchase a home. Because a lot of times, sellers, if they know they got a hot, you know, the listing agent, they know they got a hot property and they know got a lot of buyers, and if they're going with you, they're giving you an opportunity. They want to make sure things go really smoothly. They just get in and out of the escrow. So you as a client, and as well as you as a realtor, you want to make sure you do anything in your power to make sure you don't fall out of escrow and that you don't get a notice to perform, which is pretty much to say, hey, either we have this information, we have you sign off of this thing, or we're going to cancel the escrow, because the seller can't do that and go with somebody else just like that. So you want to make sure you're doing your end to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, on to the appraisal. The thing about appraisal is we're making sure that, especially your loan, they want to confirm that if you're paying $800,000 for this home, or $500,000, or $1 million, whatever the price you're paying, that the appraisal states that that's what the home is worth based on the market right now, and your loan and the market can handle you purchasing this home at that price. Now, the thing about the appraisal is that, let's say for example, during the appraisal, it comes out that the house, let's say for example, it was supposed to be $700,000. That's what the listing price was, but it's actually only worth $630,000. Well, that means the house is overpriced by $70,000 based on the market. Well, the purpose of the appraisal contingency is to make sure that, hey, we're not removing this appraisal until we get that. If you were to remove the appraisal, then you're saying that you'll cover the $70,000 that's over the asking price, and your loan's only going to cover the $630K. I'm sorry. That's the purpose of the appraisal and the contingency. That's why it's wise not to remove that, or if you're going to remove that, then understand that this is what may happen. But if you're okay with it, it's okay. And the other thing is, if it comes to that, you still have a contingency. So let's say you already removed your inspection, everything was good, you got your credits, or you didn't, but you're okay with it, you're moving forward, and you remove the appraisal. You still have the loan contingency. So if there's a situation where you think like, well, if we remove this, we got to buy the home. No. Again, as a review, if you remove the inspection contingency, you can still back it or buy into the home. If you remove the appraisal, you can still back it or buy into the home. But if you remove all three contingencies, yes, there's a possibility to back out of the home, but you can lose your deposit that you put down for purchasing the home. And then there can be litigation. You don't want that. So what you need to do and have a discussion with your spouse, or if it's just you by yourself, or talk with your realtor. Let them know your concerns and everything. That if you're going to do this, go all the way. Now, things can happen. There are unforeseen circumstances. We don't know. Every time you get up, take a shower, get dressed, eat breakfast, and step out that door, you don't know what you might be walking into. There might be things that you have no control over. Well, same thing with buying a home. When you're in escrow, you're doing everything you can. But what if something happens that's totally out of your control that has nothing to do with the house, and you guys can't purchase the home like you thought? And it has nothing to do with the loan. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something family related or something personal. Stuff does happen. It's just a reality that you can't purchase the home now, and it has nothing to do with the house. You know. That's the same thing with those contingencies. Those contingencies are not always just the inspection, the appraisal, and the loan. The contingencies are there just because what if something actually happens that's not related to that? That's what they're there for too. But under contract, you state you're backing out because of, you can utilize the contingency as a means to back out. You don't have to be. You don't have to tell your realtor. Or it doesn't have to be stated, well, we're backing out because such and such is sick, or we're actually going to be moving, or we actually don't have the money like we thought. That doesn't even be said. To say, hey, it's not working out, thank you for the opportunity, but we got to pass. We got to back out. And like that, you back out, and you get your deposit back, and that's it. No harm, no foul. Because that does happen. There are people that back out of purchasing a home in an escrow because they found something better, or something's not right. The stars are not aligned, or just the weather's not right, or they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It can be literally anything. For a buyer, you can back out, just like that. So that's the purpose of the appraisal. And with the loan, that's basically to say, hey, all the ducks are in a row. We can afford this property. We're being approved for this much to purchase the home. That's what the loan is for. But the thing about the loan contingency is that, as again, let's say everything's going smooth during the whole escrow, and the lender's saying everything's good, but then it comes to find out there's some problems. And now you can't purchase the home. And as I stated in my loan video, it's very important that the lender that you work with, they're letting you know every step of the way of what they're trying to do and what they're doing. Because again, not all lenders are created equal, just like not all inspectors, not all realtors are created equal. There's some people out there that only look at you as a number or a dollar sign. They don't look at you as a person with feelings and wants and needs like everybody else on the planet. They just look at you just like you're just a date, you're just a stat. And they don't care if the loan goes through or not. They're still going to get paid. There's some people out there that have that mindset. I, for one, am not one of them. However, I have experienced it. I've seen it from other realtors too. I've seen, not other realtors do those type of things, but I have seen situations where I've been told stories about what happened. And these are great realtors I work with, and they've told me stories that they've seen in the business. I know realtors that have been in the business for over 20 years. And they've told me some stories that'll make your head spin. So with the loan, it's the same thing. Got to make sure that all the ducks are in the row before you remove that contingency. Because if you do, and things are not what they appear, problems. And then you fall out of escrow because you can't buy the house. And then on top of that, the one thing I talked about was the inspection, the appraisal, and the loan. What I didn't really talk about is the feelings that your client's going to have when they fall out of escrow. Especially if they fall out of escrow because you didn't do your due diligence. You didn't do your job. You didn't educate them. Or they have a lender that's not doing their job and didn't do their job. Or it's a lender you referred to them as a realtor and they didn't do their job. See, that's the other thing. You got to be careful with who you work with in this business as a realtor. If you work with good lenders, you need to praise those lenders, and you need to be cautious. You don't just pick any lender, because there are some lenders that they don't care. They don't care if your relationship with that client's ruined. They don't care that the transaction didn't go through. They don't care. They got their money. They're still getting paid. They're not getting paid from your transaction, but they got other transactions. You're not a priority. There's some lenders that have that mindset. And you as a realtor, you need to you need to damn well make sure whoever you're working with is not that type of lender. You don't need those type of problems. So, inspection, appraisal, loan. Inspection is where we check out the home, make sure all the bells and whistles are good that we're purchasing. Appraisal is to make sure that the home is worth what the seller is selling it for, that that's what it's valued at in the market. And loan is to ensure that you can buy the home. If you're not paying cash, that you're getting the financial backing to purchase the home. So with that being said, if you have any questions, concerns, feel free to email me, give me a call or text, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.